Whatever you decide to include in your disaster plan, it's very important that you share your plan with others before the disaster occurs. It could be a family member or friends, even a service provider. Someone needs to know where to find you after the event and how to reach you. Have more than one contact and plan to be in touch with them as soon as you can after the event. Consider choosing a time and place to meet when it's safe. Another thing about communication, regardless of how well you plan for an emergency, it can be difficult if you're a caregiver for someone who has a hard time remembering things or someone who's likely to get anxious and upset in a difficult situation. Jody, what advice do you have for caregivers who are responsible for someone else in an emergency?
So communication is really key, and remembering that communication is both verbal and nonverbal. So when we talk to somebody who has Alzheimer's or dementia, we want to talk in a very calm, reassuring voice, letting them know that they're safe and okay. But we also want to look at their nonverbals. It may be something as much as they could be sitting on their hands, they could be wringing their hands, they could be maybe twitching or moving in their chair a lot. And knowing their nonverbals for communication helps you with your verbal communication. And it also helps with your nonverbal communication as well, because you can put your hand on their arm to make sure that they know that they're safe, and you're reassuring them both verbally and non-verbally.
And what about the caregiver and how they should behave in these situations?
So the caregiver really needs to be mindful of their actions. Keep their anxiety levels under control, because when you show anxiety around someone that has Alzheimer's and dementia, they can pick up your anxiety as well. So again, calming, reassuring.
And how about tone of voice? What do you think about that?
So tone of voice is really, really key. With tone of voice, you want to really keep things on a very level note. Women often have a tendency to have a rise in their voice when we get a little bit nervous or stressed. So we will often say, if you can feel it, you might want to take your chin and lower it to your chest, because that will actually lower your voice one octave and make sure that you kind of keep that level tone.
Thank you. This is very helpful.
You're very welcome.
Getting through a disaster like a hurricane takes planning and preparation, but you don't have to do it all at once. You can do it in steps over time, and you don't have to do it alone. But the most important thing to know is that having a plan will make it easier. If you're a caregiver, it could greatly ease your stress. Here are some resources to help you.